Hello and welcome to my channel. Thank you for stopping by today. Well, today I'm going to be working on Christie's Collage, which is a challenge that is hosted by 4 a.m. Junk Journals here on YouTube, and you can find the challenge on Facebook at Junk Journal Crafts and More if you would like to join in. So this week our prompts are a container, a car, a hobby, and the bonus is rustic. So let's get my pages out here. Oops, I don't want that. Go back here. Try to find some I haven't written on. Because I did use this as a planner for a while. Okay. So, we're going to start with a hobby. And a hobby that I don't have, that I would love to have, is making quilts. I love them. I think they're gorgeous. So we're going to use that as our background. I'll put this one on here. It barely fits, but it does fit, so. Probably need to screw it up. I'm not sure why I'm using liquid glue. I usually use my tape runner. I just thought of that. But it's okay. It'll be fine. It will be fine, but I do need to make sure it's smoothed out. Right. And then I'll put this one on here. It needs to be this side. Excuse me. My punch might like the liquid glue better because I'm not going right in the, I'm not going over the holes like I do with my ATG. Wow. Okay, now this one I'd kind of like to have down here. In fact, I wish I would have cut that border off, but I didn't. So I'll just put it over here and see what we get. What did I do? There it is. Oh, there's a sticker on there. Okay, cut this one out first because it's had a minute to dry. And this week is not a beach theme. Yay, Christy! She didn't do that because I said so. She already had these picked. And I'd figure it out if it was beach. Oh, clunk. I just let go of it. Did not mean to do that. Okay, I'll take this one. This one, it said underneath it that it is made from Civil War era, reprints of Civil War era material, and I absolutely love it. I love it. So that's kind of my rustic. Well, I have something in here that could maybe, but it's kind of hard for me to figure out rustic. What am I putting? Am I putting a log cabin on here, or what am I doing? sometimes I have a hard time wrapping my brain around prompts because I'm just not sure. Like, okay, what does that mean for sure? And I guess I could have Googled it, but I didn't think about it. Okay, so we are going to use my scorched timber because I thought that would make it look more rustic than the other one. So let me get my husband is outside planting flowers, and it's hot out there, and I feel a little guilty that I'm not out there. But I don't care this year. I have not felt a bit good the past year. I don't know. Both hubby and I got sick in November. We were really sick. We spent about 2 weeks in bed, like in bed, not up and down. I couldn't even hardly get myself out of that bed. And ever since then, I have not felt right. I just can't get my strength back right like I had. I don't know what we had either. I think we had the flu, but I'm not sure. Because I couldn't get us to the doctor. Alright, let me get my punch. This punch. So what I did, if you've not seen this, this is made for the larger side, not the large size, but I guess it would be the medium size. So if you put it here, it doesn't come out right. If you put it there, it just doesn't come out right, look right, because your paper's not even in your book. So I made a mark right here. So if you have one of these and you're trying to figure out, and you don't mind working on your cutter, your punch, then, which I didn't because I want it to work and I want it to be the same every time. Okay, now we got those done. I'll put them back in my book and I'll finish them off. Wait, I meant for, no, I got right. I was thinking that was the one I meant to be on this side. Okay, so for a container, I found this at the same stack of papers that I had, magazine papers, when I gutted a magazine, and it's a needle holder. I'll show you the, here's the picture. So I thought that it would go really well, and it's kind of rustic, and it's a container. I call it a container, I think. I kept waffling back and forth, but it contains needles. So, but when I put it on there, I felt like it just needed a little bit of a frame around it. So I got this material out, and I hope it'll help. I might have needed a lighter, not material, fabric. I might have needed a lighter one, but we're going to try this and see if it helps, and if not, well, we'll just move on. And I don't know what this paper is. It doesn't have a, it's old. I thought maybe I'd turn it over and it'd be Rusty Pickle, but it's not. So I'm just going to put this on here. Ooh, look at all that glue I just smushed out of there. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Holy cow. That was a lot of glue. So then we're just going to cut out a very thin border. It has to be fairly thin because I don't have a lot of room, but I also don't have much more to go on here. So I'm doing a bang-up job of this, I'll tell you what. Part of it is trying to control this paper, so I'm going to do this. My wrists don't work right, and trying to control that paper and cut was not working for me. Oh, I went too far in, oh well. Let's see, if I would have been thinking, I have this tool, I cannot remember what it was called, but it looks like a little washer with a hole in the middle of it. And it runs along the side of your thing, and you put your pencil down through it, and I could have done that, but it would have had to been done before I glued it down, and then I could have cut it out. Because I think I would have needed to do it on the back side to even see what I was doing. Okay, so we got that, and then for a car, I found on this piece of paper from a magazine, I found this little car, and it's very rustic looking to me. And when I turned it over, I was cutting it out. It's a bank. It's a cute little bank. And then, do you notice this thing? I thought it was a radio, but it's not. It may be hard to tell now because I've got this, but it's a hairdryer. It's an old-fashioned hairdryer. Isn't that cool? I was kind of sad I cut it, but I'd already cut way into it when. But I had no idea that was a hairdryer. That cool, and I love this. I don't know if she's a hanky holder or nope, it says napkin. But I've seen those that hold hankies too. Okay, so we've got these two things, and I'm not sure. Maybe this little guy could ride there along the line there, and this could be up here. Maybe right there. I'm not sure. Okay, so that is my car, my hobby, not my hobby, but a hobby, a container, and rustic quilt. But then I went and I picked these ladies out. And I thought this kind of, you know, I was thinking log cabin and Civil War era and all that for rustic. So I think she's going to be too big. So we have this lady, which I've used her before with stuff. I made a paper doll out of her. One of those bobblehead paper dolls. She had purple hair when I got done. It was funny. But I kind of like her with it. Let's see about her. If I use her, I got to trim her up some. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's her. But this little lady, she needs trimmed up. I'm going to do it while I'm seeing it. I sit in my chair at night cutting these things out, and sometimes I can't do it with those scissors. They won't stay on it. And sometimes I can't quite see. So I go out a little bit away from it just to make sure I don't cut off something important, and then figure I can fix it later. And these are printables that I got off Etsy, is where these come from. So I think that's what we'll do. It's kind of boring, but I've got everything on it. I could maybe put a doily. Let me get a doily. Got some little ones in here. Let's see what it would look like. Got part of one. I'll grab a whole one, just in case that's not enough. But what if there was a doily, like, right here? Yeah, it needs to be bigger, I think. Although, she covers up the seam. I like that. I think that helps a lot. Okay, we'll do that. And what I'm going to do is just pick her up a little bit and put a little bit of glue on here. I hope I don't have my hair under the camera. I haven't done anything but wash it today. I have very, very fine hair. Very thin. Very fine. And I'm even losing it more now because I went back on my Humira. And when I'm on Humira, I lose it even more. But so I don't put heat on my hair unless I'm going out. I don't do anything. I wash it and let it dry on its own, and I don't curl it when I'm home because I don't want to put any more heat on it than I have to. I'd love to have that. I guess you can kind of see the house there. So anyway, if you ever surprise me and come to my house, you're going to find my hair a hot mess. It's clean. It's combed out. It's just not curled. But I just don't want to put heat on it if I don't have to. I'm trying to think what the one, I think it was methotrexate I had to take first, an injection. That stuff, boo, my hair was coming out like crazy with that, but it's actually started as a chemo drug, they told me, so I guess that's probably why. I didn't lose all my hair, but that was when my whole thing about my hair started. It's always been thin, but I guess I glued that down. Okay, so then we have the tag. Yes, we do. We have the tag, and that's going to go over here. And let's pick out what we want to put through it. That blue, let me see. Yeah, that would look good. Or, what about this one? No, don't like that one. Could just do a brown. And I know this is a hot mess, but it is the way it is. It's just the way it is. I have not taken time to try to get it back together. I came home from my daughter's one time. I've been down there for a while, and this was on the floor everywhere, and my wood veneer was on the floor everywhere. And I had them organized before then, especially those wood veneer. I had 2 sets of those itty bitty tiny alphabets. Anybody remember those? They were tiny, tiny, tiny. I had 2 sets of those, and I had them sorted by letter. Not anymore. Well, I think we'll go with this one. And I meant, we leave her here and we go, because they have a cat and we have a cat. But our cat came to us declawed, front and back declawed. And their cat is not declawed. They put those tips on her claws, but it's still, she still has a weapon. And both of our cats have the idea that they are the numero uno, that there should be no other. They don't mind the dogs in the house. My daughter and her family have 3 dogs. They don't mind that. We have 1. The dogs are fine, but don't you dare bring another cat in my house. That's how they both are. And so it's very hard for our Scarlet to be down there because she doesn't have any way to protect herself, and you know, we can't be around them all the time. I just used some glue to get that down. I don't want to knot it because when you knot it, that makes it even fatter. And I don't know if you can tell, but this book is getting quite chunky. I mean, I put some chunky monkey stuff in there. So I meant, what I was starting to say is, I meant to get one of those baby monitors that you can look at through your phone before our next trip down, and I didn't do it. And I bet I can't get any around here. All we have is a little bitty Walmart and a Dollar General. That's our shopping, and our Walmart is not super. It's just a little bitty one. It's an old-fashioned one. I don't have time to drive somewhere. Okay, so a car, which does not stick out very well. Let's, just a second. Let's get my pencils. And I don't know, yeah, I have my water brush back in here. My granddaughter was using my water brush. She loves to use my pencils. I'm trying to find my ink tints. Well, I could use the black. I'll use this black right here. Anyway, she loves to use my pencils and color. So anytime I'm like at bins or somewhere, I pick up those adult coloring books for her to have here. And I've used them down at her house when I'm down there for a while and I need something to do with my hands because I go nutty. Are you guys like that? Just can't stand it if you haven't crafted anything for a while or haven't, you know, been creative, I guess. I just go nutty. I don't have a lot of time because I spend most of my time with the grandkids, but, you know, if we're sitting there watching a movie or something, I do that. One year I was down there for a month or so, but no, more like 2. And all but the baby were in school. And so days were really, you know, I didn't have a lot I had to do. So I tried cross-stitching again. I went to Hobby Lobby and bought me a little cross-stitch kit, but that didn't work, not for my hands. I'll have to find that last cross-stitch that I did. I don't have it framed yet. I have it put away and show it to you. I was making it. There's where we used to live, there was a store, I don't know, they mostly had cross-stitching, knitting. It was a craft store, but not all crafts. It was that kind of stuff. And so every year they'd have a contest with your cross-stitch. So I was making that to enter into it, and I never did. We moved, and I never did. Okay, here we go. I think the lady on there really helped it because it would have been really quite dull. And you could see enough of the quilt and then the sides. Okay, thank you for joining me. You have a blessed day. I will have a link to Christie's channel here on YouTube. It is 4 a.m. Junk Journals. And then the Facebook group where you can find this challenge is Junk Journal Crafts and More. I'll see you. You have a good day. Bye.